Welcome to Nursing 620. We're going to go ahead and dive into our plan for success, very similar to what you're accustomed to from Nursing 605. So we've already completed our seminars, and before we get started with the practicum experience, of course you need to designate your preceptor and making sure that that preceptor is an MSN prepared nurse. That's a key component, and there's been some questions about that. Also know that you don't have to be attached at the hip with your preceptor at each and every moment, that your preceptor actually can coordinate your experience, and you can spend time with diverse stakeholders or diverse members of the interdisciplinary team as well. So just kind of focus on what will help you to build your leadership skills and work with your preceptor to do so. So you have a lot of leeway into what you can do and experience during this 90 hours. So just kind of keep that in mind, and if you have any questions, let me know. So you will need to upload into the course itself the preceptor data and agreement form and the agency information form. Both of those forms are necessary to be uploaded by January the 25th. Now, if for some reason we do not have a contract with your facility, we will need to move forward with getting that contract, hopefully well before January 25th. So just kind of keep that in mind, and if you have any questions, whether there's an existing contract with the organization that your preceptor is employed, please let me know, because we do need to move forward. It takes time to get those contracts in place. The agency information form is not a contract. That's the form that we use to actually start the contract process. And the other thing is, if there is an existing contract and we still need that agency information form, because that's how we keep up to date with who is the contact person within that facility. So keep that in mind. We need both of those documents uploaded. Make sure that your Castle branch is up to date. If there's something that's going to be coming due during your practicum experience, that needs to be done before the due date for you to continue with the progression of your practicum. If there is a delay between getting your requirements, you will be asked to delay your practicum until all requirements are in place. So keep that in mind. That's crucial. That's very important. So as far as the course itself, there are two major assignments within the course in addition to your journals. So one is your change project paper. You will actually be instituting a change within your practicum experience. Now I want to be very clear that this change is different from your scholarly project. So just keep that in mind. They're two separate things, so they need to be two different activities, because you don't want to duplicate or self-plagiarize, those types of things. You want to make sure that they're two separate projects. When you're doing your change project within your area that you're having your practicum, be sure that it's a change project that's feasible to carry out during your time while you're there. Or if you want to, you may discuss with me, and we may be able to break it down a little bit, and you may be doing a part of a bigger project within that facility, and that's fine. So we can talk through those types of things. So your change project paper needs to be completed by April the 15th. And when you're looking at your change project, you're going to dive deep into the literature about that particular topic. You're also going to look at change management and change theory that you will use as you implement your project. Then you will be doing a presentation on your change project in the facility that you're doing your practicum experience. So we'll be talking more about that as things progress, but those are the two major assignments. In addition to next are journals And we are doing 6 journal entries during this practicum experience, and it is different. We are looking not at subject-based journaling, we're looking at doing journaling with every 15 hours that you complete in your practicum experience. So after you do your first 15 hours, you will complete a journal and submit a journal. So this is a process that will continue throughout your practicum experience. Please do not wait until the very last part of your practicum to submit all your journals. That's not what they're for. They are to be submitted as you are experiencing your practicum so that you can dive deep into that reflective thought process and think about what you're learning, what you're gaining, what you're going to apply in your practice. This is not just what you're doing. This is thinking about how this relates to what you've been learning throughout your master's program. So this is where we're taking what you've learned in the classroom, you're applying it in the practicum experience, or viewing it within the practicum experience, and really reflecting on that overall experience of that conceptual understanding and your experiential experience in that particular concept. So keep that in mind. You want to think about your thinking when you're doing your journals. So all your journals need to be completed by April the 28th, and then all of your practicum hours and your evaluations, both your preceptor will evaluate you and you will evaluate your preceptor, and you will complete your practicum log. So the practicum log is the same as it was last time. You're going to just indicate what you've done, document your hours, and submit that at the end of your 90 hours of practicum experience. So the breakdown as far as the evaluation methods, the change project is worth 30%, clinical log 10%, the organizational presentation, and that's the presentation on your change project, is 10%. Your clinical journals are 30%, and the evaluations, the combination of the preceptor and the student evaluation, is 20%. So that's the breakdown of the course, and that's the course overview, so to speak. So just know that this document is present in the syllabus section of the course, so you can always refer back to it. So now we're going to go just very briefly through the course itself. As always, the course will open up in the announcement section, and this is where I will give you updates as we move forward. The information about me and how to reach me is included under the instructor, and if you have any interest in some of my experiences, click on my page and you can see my CV and some of my past experiences. In the syllabus section, not only is there the syllabus, but it's also the plan for success is there, and of course the ADA statement and academic honesty. The course materials, and this is where you will find the documents for the course itself. So you'll find all the rubrics encased within the rubric section, and then you'll find your practicum course documents here. So that's where you'll find the documents that you'll need to complete for your practicum. And then here's the journal criteria. And as we move on, again, we have the assignments section. So this is where you're going to submit all of your assignments, and they are listed in date order. Of course, we start out with January the 25th with the documents for the practicum, and then we go into the journal entries that are every 15 hours, and there's a submission for each and every one of your journals, with the last one being by April the 28th. Your change project paper will go here, and of course your presentation information, you will upload your information here, and your clinical log, and then of course the evaluations are here. So each one is in date order, and the due dates are listed alongside the submission link, so it's all hopefully very clear for you what needs to be submitted when. Of course, I have virtual office hours, and my office hours are on Mondays from 6 to 7 Central Standard Time. If that does not work for you, please let me know. And I know that I talk to many of you very often throughout the experience. So feel free to email me if you have any questions or concerns. You don't have to wait until office hours by any means, and they are not mandatory by any means either. So just know that they are available, and I am present via Skype for those office hours. The other thing that I've included in this course, and I don't think I had it within 605, but this is a wonderful resource that our resource librarian, Paul Worrell, and I'm kind of over top of this picture, so I'll move myself. He actually has developed this guide just for our nursing students. So this is a really easy way to access the Holman Library and find what you need. And I know that sometimes it's a bit of a challenge, but when you're looking at your change paper, and as you're also working on your scholarly project, you really need to dive deep into the literature, and those scholarly peer-reviewed journals are invaluable. So that needs to be the area of focus when you're doing your change paper. So this resource is available to you. Then as we're closing out, of course, your grades are listed here, some more resources, which includes the help desk, and at the end of the course, your course evaluation is listed here. So as always, if you have any questions or concerns, let me know, but that's the overview of Nursing 620, and I look forward to sharing your final semester in your MSN experience at McKendree University. Take care now. Bye-bye.